What hood is this?
Crimefaces presents the Abyss Podcast, hosted by Luke Cage with Carl and Primo Jack. Know what I mean?
What hood is this?
Everybody, welcome to the Abyss Podcast, episode 10. We got my man Carl right here.
Hello.
We got my man Primo Jab down low, and we got a very special guest, a monumental figure in hip-hop over the years. We got my man right there, will.i.am.
Yes.
How you
What's
doing,
up,
my
y'all?
brother?
Chilling.
Welcome.
Just over here in New York right now.
Nice.
Well, you be everywhere, son. You got like mad stamps on your passport, man.
Mm-hmm.
I used to travel. I've been traveling since 1998 nonstop.
Right.
And the longest I've been home since 1998 was the majority of 2002. And then since then I've just been on the go the longest. The majority of 2002 was the longest I've been home. But since then, every year since the longest I've been in LA was like a month.
Wow.
And then just zooming around, yeah.
What was going on in 2002? You was recording another Black Eyed Peas album?
No, 2002, we was on the verge of getting dropped. And it was a very a monumental year for us to really, really understand like how to survive in the music industry, because we were like an odd group, you know, like we LA guys that like Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, Brand New.
I was with it.
Yeah.
And so at the time, 2002, you know, West Coast hip hop was, you know, that's all people wanted in LA. I mean, the 90s was West Coast, but you still had a bunch of different, like, you know, you had Jurassic 5, you had Dilated Peoples, Far Side, in the 90s.
Far Side, yep.
You had us in the 90s, but by the early 2000s, hip hop business was, you know, West Coastism.
Right.
You know, and so for there, like, and it was like not for the West Coast, but just Rough Riders, the harder side of hip hop was what.
True indeed.
That's what it was. And because we was like colorful and you know, eclectic, obviously sons of tribe and native tongue, obviously like, you know, very influenced by Heavy D, and took a lot of like business cues from Kid and Play and MC Hammer. That was some other shit. Right. So 2002, we had to just figure out how we stay, you know, stay in it.
Yeah.
Boy, that's news to me. I remember I saw a video. You talk about how like Slum was getting dropped, and they were getting dropped, and and like boom, you started making the Elephant, right? Making it for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it just popped,
exactly.
yo. It just boom. That just boomed out of nowhere, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember we was in Philly. There was this dude named John Baptiste. He's like, my really good friend. He writes a lot of songs for. He wrote "Look at Me Now" and "Beautiful People" for Chris Brown. He's a dope writer. But he was our connect when we came to DC and Virginia, and I remember the time we were playing SOBs out here in New York. And then when we went to Philly, we would always see him in Philly. And I was like, yo, we about to add this girl in the group. And he was furious. He was like, what are you talking about? This is career suicide. I'm like, no, you don't see it, bro. Trust me, it's going to work. It's going to go. It's going to go. He was like, no, Will, this, you know, but I love John Baptiste. But it was 2002. It was a very, you know, you got to take bets, you got to take risks, you got to like you got to it was like the time for us where we had to travel a path that most people were afraid to travel down. Turns out that was the right path.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
yo.
It
You know what I mean?
generally is.
That was the right path for us. Because like,
Yeah.
had we kept it safe and just listened to the bass and listened to like, you know, the folks that already want to go down the path that other people carved, shit.
You be out of here, yo. Boom, but the path of righteousness is a path that like freaking, it got bumps and gravel and potholes, yo. But when you get to the main road, it's smooth sailing, yo. And you smooth sailing right now, G. Super smooth sailing, yo.
No, even that's funny you say that. I was talking to my folks on our way here to New York.
Oh shit.
And I was like, hey guys, look, check it out, bro. We 46. And this is that time again. They're like, what you talking about? I'm like, yo, bro, it's 2002 again, bro. It's 2008.
Okay.
And 2008 is a similar
again.
time. 2008 was like, yo, check us out, y'all. We doing freaking dance music. And they were like, dance music? I was like, yeah, bro. We gonna freaking go in here to this underground dance scene. We're gonna study this shit. And we're gonna fucking see what works. And we're gonna collaborate with the top motherfuckers from this world. And don't forget that hip hop had a dance. We did this before. It's called Queen Latifah, Coming to My House. It's called fucking Jungle Brothers, Girl I House You. It's called fucking Redhead Kingpin. Fucking, right? It's called Redhead Kingpin.
Redhead Kingpin.
Come on, bro.
Rapper that dances like Redhead Kingpin, yeah.
Yeah, we've been here.
I love Redhead Kingpin. That's my man.
Like, we've been here before, y'all. Like, come on. And so, you know, a lot of people don't realize that techno is Detroit black music. Like house is like Chicago dance music.
Yep.
You know, that electro funk is like LA, West Coast Egyptian lover type shit. We've been here before. Before Dr. Dre was a gangster producer, he was in the freaking the World Class Wrecking Crew.
Yep. Yeah. Doing surgery, yo.
Yeah. Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre.
Using the instruments. You're using the instruments. Yeah.
Come on, bro. Like, we've been here before. So we're going to do this dance shit. And like 2002, 2008, similar shit. So here we are. It's 2021. I'm like, yo, guys, listen, it's time for a new jump. We got to take it to a totally different level now. They're like, what's the plan? I'm like, yo, listen, it ain't music. They're like, what? I was like, it ain't.
Shit.
This next jump is not a music jump.
What's the jump
like,
then? Are you going to go? Oh, you ain't got to tell. I just want to wait. I watch. I'm watching, G. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
I'm definitely watching.
So, okay. So in 2008, we did two things in 2008.
All right.
So actually 2007 was like same situation, same scenario. 2007, I go to Jimmy Iovine and I'm like, yo, Jimmy, we need to make our own products, bro. And Jimmy's like, what are you talking about? Make our own products. Let's do our own shit and use our music to sell our own shit. He's like, well, you know why they call it hardware? It's because it's hard. I was like, I'm telling you, Jimmy, we need to make our own shit, bro. Let's figure out what the fuck. Because I remember a couple months ago, he was like, you know, all the hard work that we're doing, it doesn't add up to ketchup. I'm like, ketchup? He's like, the people that own ketchup are making bank. And all they did was put sugar on tomatoes. And he was like, we need to figure out our ketchup. I remember this like if it was yesterday, bro. Jimmy was at his crib. He was like, we need to figure out our ketchup. So then I come back to Jimmy. He was like, yo, we need to make our own hardware. He was like, no, hardware is hard. Anyways, a year later, he's like, Dr. Dre's manager wants him to sell sneakers. I told him, fuck sneakers. Let's make speakers. You want to be a part of it? I'm like, I thought we was going to do computers. He was like, we're going to start with headphones. You want to be a part of it? I'm like, cool, yeah, let's do this shit.
Oh, yeah.
What do you need from me? He's like, what do you need from me? He was like, I just need your brain. I need your brain. So we did You know, when you're in a group of 4 people, only thing I control is what I do and my lane and my bars.
Yeah.
So what I say is what I say. So we did what they say, but we know this is, my lane's my lane. So on Boom Boom Pow, our first single off the end, remember I was like, yo, we doing dance music. We doing dance music and DJs, bro. DJs. So on Boom Boom Pow, I said, I'll be rocking them beats. That was the Beats commercial.
I didn't think that you just said that.
So, and then like if you Google Beats, will.i.am, Best Buy, and you'll see the pitch when I went to Jimmy Iovine to Best Buy to get Best Buy to was really Jimmy's magic, but I accompanied and did my part to help sell the vision on headphones being a centerpiece for DJ, dance culture, and music lovers. And so at the time, Best Buy didn't have, DJ type headphones. That was Guitar Center.
Right.
You went to Guitar Center and these types of consumer electronic stores to go out and buy these types of headphones. And even though Beats are not DJ headphones, it was the Beats culture that opened up Best Buy to have DJ headphones in Best Buy.
Mm-hmm.
And so 2007, 2008 was no different than 2002. It's like figuring out new pathways. And so now, 2021, like I said, it's like 2008, 2007 all over again. 2008, I was also campaigning for Obama in 2008. That was new pathways. It was like,
that's right.
It represents like 2002 represented, post 9/11, whole new way of travel, going to the airport. If you remember, like before 9/11, your parents and the people that love you walked you to the fucking gate. Then in 2002, 2002, you know what I mean? That was done.
Yep.
So new pathways, new beginnings, new ways of doing things. 2008, you had the financial crisis, right? So in 2008, we did Boom Boom Pow, I'll Be Rocking the Beats, and then we did I Got a Feeling, because 2008 was telling you like it's doom and gloom, people losing their homes. So we wrote I Got a Feeling from, shit's tough, but I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be great. Tonight's gonna be good. Because when you turn on the news, all you was hearing was bad shit.
Negative,
all you hearing was panic, right? So 2008 and 2009 is like 2007, 8, 9 is no different than 2001, 2, 3. If you pay attention to like, cultural, touch points and connecting dots. And no different than 2019, 20, 21.
21.
Yeah. 2020 is COVID. Some disastrous shit. 9/11, 2001, financial crisis,
ruin,
2008, COVID, 2021. What do you do after these things? 2001, 2002, 2003, boom, took off. 2008, 2009, 2010, boom, took off. 2020, 2021, boom, we about to take off right now. I just follow the math.
Right.
So now I'm like, all right, cool. The next leap is what? Oh man, this next one. I see it, bro. I see this. And we about to ride this one. This one's
gonna be good.
Ultra monumental. Yeah, bro.
Well, I'm waiting to see that.
We going to Mars?
Ultra.
We going to Mars? Posting up.
You gonna DJ? You gonna bring a course to Mars and play that song you made on Mars?
Oh
live.
Shit!
Yeah,
yeah. So
Take me with you, man.
Earth
Earth played out right now, man. I'm trying to be out there.
Yo, how'd that come about, man? How'd you get a song? Like, who came to you and was like, hey, yo, I want you to make this song to be played on Mars? Like,
so there's this robotics program that I now sit on the board of. It's called First International, First Global.
Ferguson?
Say again?
It's in Ferguson?
I got a team in Ferguson, yeah. I got a first team in Ferguson, yeah.
What?
So in 2009 again, I was in New Hampshire. I met a guy. Black Eyed Peas were on tour, and we had segways backstage. And so one day I was like, yo, who made this Segway, bro? Who invented this shit? This shit is freaking amazing, bro. Balancing and shit. What is this?
I could see you all wheeling around back there. That's awesome.
So then I called a couple of friends of mine. I'm like, yo, do you know who invented this technology? So he's like, yo, a dude by the name of Dean Kamen is the guy that built the fundamentals to the Segway, the accelerometer, the gyros, and the underlying technology that makes it what it is. So I was like, yo, let me get his number. So I got his number. I'm like, yo, Dean, this is will.i.am, and I got a question for you. He was like, he did his research before I called. He knew who I was, and he was like, how can I help you? I'm like, I want to take the governor off of this Segway so I can have my team, make it go faster, take it apart and flip it. And I tell you why I do that. Like, hip hop is how I look at the world. Hip hop tells you, like, yo, if you ain't a musician, you could take this James Brown breakbeat and you could take this Leonard Skinner guitar and this Led Zeppelin bass and this Miles Davis horn and smash it all together. And now you got yourself a new song. Just write some poetry and come up with a hook and have somebody scratch in these words. Hip hop. This iPhone is hip hop mentality. People don't realize it. You take SanDisk memory, you take freaking Sony cameras, and you take all these different components and you smash it together. iPhone or any type of product. It's similar to the fundamentals of hip hop, of taking these pieces, smashing them together to create something new. So I wanted to hip hop the Segway, like, and as folks, inner city kids, hip hop is not just hip hop is illustration. Hip hop is freaking gymnastics. It's fitness. Hip hop is it's poetry. Hip hop is technology, right?
Ooh, yeah.
If you look at hip hop like that, that's how I look at hip hop, bro. So I was like, yo, I want to hip hop, and as a verb, bro, I want to hip hop this Segway. I want to flip it. I want to take it apart, and I want to reimagine it. So I asked Dean Kamen if I could get the governor to make it go faster. He was like, why would you want to do that? I'm like, yeah, because this, and that. He was like, okay, I can help you out with that if you help me out with what I'm doing. I'm like, what are you doing? He was like, I got this robotics program where we teach kids, the fundamentals of robotics by creating a competition where kids from 9 to 18 compete building robots. I'm like, yo, that sounds legit. He's like, why don't you come over to New Hampshire to check it out? So I go, and the head of Boeing is there. The head of Department of Defense is there at his house.
Shit.
The head of Lockheed and Martin. And we're all there. And we're in his library. He's like, will.i.am, we want you to help me make this cool. After I went to the robotics competition, I was like, you know what, Dean, I can't help you make this cool. It's already cool. I can help you make it loud. I can help more people know about it.
Right.
And so I was like, why don't you do a TV program? He was like, well, why don't Black Eyed Peas play our halftime show? You guys are playing the Super Bowl this year, and our halftime show is in April. I was like, you know what? Let's do it. I love that idea. Yes, you got us. We'll play your halftime show, but let's put it on TV. He's like, nobody's gonna want to put a robotics competition on television. I was like, yo, let me figure that out. Wow. So then I call ABC. I'm like, yo, this is will.i.am. How much is the hour of time cost? So they sold me an hour of time, and I turned it into an after school program. And then we got General Electric and all these different types of brands, Intel, to buy advertisement on our program. So I paid for the show, executive produced it, called, bought the time, and it was the number 2 rating show that day. Right? So then NASA calls me. Jeez. They're like, yo, how did you do that robotics program? Why don't you come up to JPL? So I felt like, bro, this felt like Star Wars, bro.
No shit.
Right? It felt like Star Wars. It had all these folks, General Charlie Bolden and all these freaking NASA freaking astronauts. And I was like one of the only black cats outside of General Charlie Bolden. So I was like, oh, definitely, I'm Samuel Jackson up in this piece.
Real shit without the eye patch. Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, yo, I'm Samuel Jackson up in this piece. So then I'm like, all right. They started asking me like, you got any ideas to help amplify, you know, what we're doing, and to get kids excited about space exploration and technology. So I'm like, all right, what you guys got coming up? They're like, we got a rocket launch. We're sending Curiosity to the Mars in 2 months. I was like, why don't y'all have a concert at the rocket launch? They're like, you don't know how loud a rocket launch is. I was like, you don't know how loud a concert is. I was like, trust. You cannot have a concert. The blast radius is too large, and even with being that far, the blast radius is just too dynamic. And I was like, okay. So when the rocket lands on Mars, it sends a signal back, right? They're like, yeah. I was like, well, how long does it take that signal to come back to Earth? It told me the time. I'm like, okay. And so what? It's just a beep or something? Like what's a signal? I was like, why can't you broadcast this? Can you broadcast a song back? Mm-hmm. They're like, yeah, we can do that. Who's going to make the song? I'm like, shit, I do that shit.
Look who you're talking to.
Oh, yes. So NASA was like, cool. They were cool. I'm like, all right, I'll make the song and we'll broadcast it back from Mars. And so, so that's, and since then I had 2 robotics teams at that point in time that I adopted. You know, you go to a school, you see if a school has like, a STEM program or robotics program, and you fund the robotics program. And at the time, this was right around when Ferguson popped, shortly after that.
I'm from outside. So I'm from outside the area right there, so I'm very familiar with that area. I'm from outside St. Louis, so
Yeah, so when people were going there, I went to Ferguson, and I put together 2 robotics teams out there. And now I have, up until last year, I had 12 robotics teams. And the LAUSD acknowledged the work that we were doing in the ghetto, the projects that I'm from, and the surrounding areas. And now they adopted my, the work that we're doing. And now we serve about, we serve about 11,000 kids.
Oh my God!
Our aim is to serve 15,000 kids with robotics.
That's outstanding.
Thank you.
Yes, that is outstanding.
Appreciate you.
And that story is crazy. I'm sitting here like, holy shit, this is crazy.
Peace to the sun, moon, and stars, man, woman, and child, all that, yo. Go over there to the Patreon page, subscribe to the Patreon page, the Crimefaces Abyss podcast, know what I mean? You get exclusive content, extra videos, content for me and Carl, and some other things. If you subscribe to our different levels, you get free stuff, know what I mean? Every month you get free stuff, like a mug, a sticker, a hoodie, some ill shit, know what I mean? Shout out to Crime Apple for this right here. But yeah, go over there and subscribe to the Patreon. Y'all get some exclusive content, like a video I did about Tochi, know what I mean? I called him Tucci, but his name is Tochi. But boom, I thank y'all for all watching this podcast, watching it, tuning in everywhere. Go subscribe to the Patreon, know what I mean? Boom, 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 boom. Get more exclusive content from me, Carl, and Primo Jab, know what I mean? Boom, peace and love. Back to the podcast.
Yeah, because I'm from the projects in East LA, so the majority of the people that I grew up were Mexicans, and so and it was beautiful growing up.
Yo, you from Boyle Heights, for real, Boyle Heights, right?
Yeah.
Yo, man, that's like me the Loca, Boyle Heights. That's
Yeah, like have you seen Snowfall?
Park, all that.
Mm-hmm.
So
you seen Snowfall?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so
sir.
that movie, that TV show, that's accurate as hell, because blacks and Mexicans in the 80s didn't really get along, and Mexicans didn't sell crack in the 80s. Right? They was like these rules that Mexicans couldn't sell crack in their own community. Blacks sold crack. We sold crack in our neighborhoods, and Mexicans didn't get down with that. They sold weed and PCP. And so watching that TV show, I was like, damn, this shit is for real. Like they really went into details. And what's crazy is John Singleton, our first manager's name is Jan Styles. He's from New York. And the reason why I got really into the business side of things is because Jan Styles didn't have a car. I used to drive Jan to our own meetings because he's from New York. He walked everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I would drive to the meetings and sit in our meetings and just absorb everything.
Yeah.
And so one time he was like, yo, Will, my college roommate is starting a new record label. I'm not going to tell you who my college roommate is, but he really loves the fact that Eazy-E signed you guys before he died. Like we were signed to Ruthless in 1992. And I used to ghostwrite for a lot of Eazy's homies. And so when he passed away, we started Black Eyed Peas. And then Jan Styles became our manager. And then 1996, he took me to see his college roommate. So Jan Styles, he went to school for film school. And his roommate went to school for film school too. He was like, I'm not going to tell you who my college roommate is. Just prepare for this audition. Bring the best songs that you guys recorded. I think you're going to get, there's an opportunity to sign to his new record label. And the label was called New Deal. So we did the audition. We didn't see him because he was like behind the wall and shit. And then we did the audition and we fucked up because I was nervous. And it was my first audition really. But he heard our demo. He was like, yo, this shit is dope. And he came out. I was like, yo, man, it's an honor to meet you, John Singleton.
Oh, shit.
John Singleton, bro. It's 1996. The label he had, Google it after this thing. He had a label called New Deal. We didn't get signed to it though. He was like, look, your demo's dope. You got to work on X, Y, and Z. And I took all those notes and applied it. And then we got signed to Ruthless. We got signed to Interscope. And what was crazy is that Dre left Ruthless, went to Jimmy Interscope. And when I was talking to Dre, I'm like, yo, how crazy is the world, bro? I got signed to Eazy and Jerry Heller. You left Eazy, Jerry Heller. Went to Jimmy. I'm with Jimmy, and now we with Beats. Like, what are the odds? You could have been with anybody in hip hop. You could have anyone be like the third equity shareholder of Beats, Dre. You could have anybody. Like but the origins of like who put me on, where I was signed to first, and just the magnetic, the vibe that Jimmy had, but being like a magnet for different types of like LA brains.
Yeah.
Kendrick is there now. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that zigzag zig 360. That's Cypher. You know what I'm saying? Word. Like I know you work with Planet Asia on the solo albums and stuff like that. That's the mathematical genius right there. The Cypher. Shout out to Planet Asia, man. How long you been knowing him, man? That's crazy, man. Because he in our genre of music that we do called the Abyss, the Underground Pit. He's highly revered. He's one of the best MCs for a long time, yo. Word. You met him in
Yeah, Planet Asia and Fly Skills, Fly Styles. Those dudes, Planet Asia's really dope. He's like one of my favorites. I met him back in 2000. Right. We started working together in 2000. He's one of my favorites though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's like not just one of my favorites. Like he's like super dope. Like beyond. And it kind of like, I could understand why people are pissed about like, there's people that are less talented than him that are more known around the world when it should be the opposite.
That happens too often though.
Yeah. Planet Asia is like one of the best MCs.
Way too often.
And freestyling too, like dude's an ill freestyler. And I got on because as a freestyler, I didn't. That's what was wrong with our John Singleton audition. At that point in time, I did not know how to perform songs that I wrote because I was just so in freestyle
you was
mode.
freestyling. Battle. You was a battle rapper. Yeah. So you was like,
Yeah.
taking the head off. Yeah. Word.
Yeah. So I was always just wanting to freestyle. So when it was time for me to perform our songs, I didn't know how to do that shit. That shit was like, it's cool. It's cool to have some like stumble whack moments. That shit was hella whack. We didn't get the gig.
It was that bad, though, G? Like,
I mean, we did. If it was dope, we would be signed.
I know you got to go to record deal. Yeah. That's
it's either one or the other.
I guess so.
There's
no in between.
You either make it or you don't.
It was no in between, huh?
Yeah.
Word. That is crazy, man. The whole story to Mars and all type of shit. That is wild, man. Yo, but boom, out of all the people you work with, G, when I saw the credits for Britney Spears, I kind of lost my shit. Cause like that was the top, the pinnacle. Everybody knows who Britney Spears was. So I was like, will.i.am was working with Britney Spears? Holy shit. Well, like, yo, like this dude breakdance better than everybody. And he making songs with Britney Spears. It blows my mind, son. And like another thing that blows my mind with you, knowing where you came from the hip hop shit, like Soul Aquarian shit. Then you go to the grocery store and you hear the Beach Boys. The next thing you know, you hear will.i.am with the Black Eyed Peas. Like, holy shit. I'm like, yo, that shit is wild to me.
No, he said the Beach Boys.
The Beach Boys. Yeah.
But it speaks to your reach. I mean, like, you're so multi-generational. Like, it's amazing. I kind of look at you as one of those kind of Midas touch guys that, anything that you put your hands on, you're successful with. And a lot of people would translate that to, oh, he's really lucky. But just listening to the experiences that you've had and how you analyze things and the way you're always looking at things with this really fresh perspective, it's no wonder you have kind of a Midas touch because you work for it and you put that effort into it. I don't understand how you get as much done as you do, but I mean, hats off to you, man. It's amazing.
No, so the Beach Boys, freaking Christopher Cross, freaking the Beatles, Rolling Stones, U2,
America. Yeah, go ahead.
Like, you're talking about, take those names out and just talk about everybody at the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you at the stadium and you seeing like whatever football game you like, whatever football team you like, whatever arena you go to see your favorite basketball team, let's say all those people in that stadium, in that arena, that's everybody on earth.
Okay.
And the ability to scream like, hey, what's up, everybody? As everybody's screaming, how does everybody hear your scream if that's everybody in that stadium?
Yeah.
Right? To the person that's sitting there in the middle of the stadium, all they hear is but everybody individually is saying, hey, what's up? Or woohoo! Or like, go ahead and do it. Everybody has their individual cry out.
Right.
Yeah.
So I use that as an example. How do you get heard by everybody? To get heard by as many people as possible is the hardest shit in the fucking world.
Hey, son. Yeah.
With so much noise. Yeah.
It's very easy.
Right, Carl.
To only get heard by people that speak how you speak, walk how you walk, think how you think. Yeah. That's actually not that hard.
That's easy.
To only get heard by your flock, nigga, that's not hard at all.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
That is pretty fucking easy, actually. So the battle rapper in me is like, yo, I want to battle all these niggas. I want to battle the Beach Boys. I'm going to battle you over there. I'm going to battle Rolling Stones. I'm going to battle you too, Paul McCartney. I'm battling Michael Jackson. I'm battling all y'all.
Word.
Because I want to get heard by the same people. I want to get heard by your herd. I want to get heard by your herd. I want all y'all herds. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And future herds to come.
Yeah.
I'm drinking your milkshake. I'm drinking your milkshake.
Right? Okay, and if you take it to projects and homies that we know that's locked up, it's like, hey, nigga, give me your lunch.
Yeah.
How do you take niggas' lunch?
Take that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is my mentality of like, yo, nigga, we blowing up. I want to blow up. Like, I love Gangstar. Like,
Yes.
but there's one song that I don't agree with. Like, Mass Appeal. Like, actually,
maybe you can sell your soul to have mass appeal.
But you don't have. It's not selling your soul.
Mm-mm.
It's knowing the other souls, bro. I want to know those souls.
The good ones. Yeah.
Well, hold on.
I want to know them. I want to know their souls. I want to. Why you don't have that concept of selling your soul? No. There's two paths.
You looking at it like
there's two paths.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think you have to.
One is a path to sell your soul, and then there's another path of knowledge.
True indeed.
Yeah.
I want to know it. I want to know the terrain. I want to fly above and see how this shit works. There's a song on our first album. People like, yo, Black Eyed Peas, man, y'all niggas went pop, bro. Like, I like your first album. I was like, really? Have you heard this song called A8? They're like, yeah, I like that song. Nigga, you pay attention to the lyrics? Hold on, let me kick it for you. Yo, my man, I got a plan to do it all. I got a plan that none of y'all ever thought about, because underground niggas don't be thinking on going continental like Lincoln. How can you make moves when you always trapped under? I'm trying to reach the surface to learn more about the thunder. I wonder what really makes the world go round. Not thugs, because thugs go round and bring other brothers down to be in it for a quick blink. But when you start to think, you'll be deeper than you was when you should have stopped to think about your consequence. Your actions don't make lots of sense. Brothers choose a wicked life because of lack of confidence. The devil jacked you for your sins, and you can pay the rent, and that's no accident. You let it slip, so it went. Right? My whole shit is like, I from the jump.
You were talking about going global.
What? Why don't you want to go global?
Yeah.
Nigga, what? I don't want to be in the fucking projects. Right. I want to keep it real, nigga. I want to keep this shit super imaginative. I want to fucking like.
But to me, my brother, like, but you like got like a lot of influences other than just gangster rap music, like techno, dance. I believe you're in rave culture. So it made you more dimensional than somebody just grew up listening to just gangster rap. Like me, I like all type of genre of music. I was listening to Silver Apples just a second ago with my baby. Yeah.
Nigga, that's like the ultimate. Me too, bro. That's like the ultimate like go dig sample shit.
Really? The one where they had the LSD on the plane. That's like the album cover. I love that album so much. I feel like if it dropped today, it would be relevant because all the synth and how the dude's singing, it's amazing to me. But I'm influenced by a lot of genres, like, and I see that in your music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can make a lot of different shit. Like what the average person is just got the SP1200 still in loops. So they wasn't able to like be you because I'm a Pisces too. Yeah.
Oh, you a weirdo too. Me too, bro.
Yeah. All day, yo. All day. March 3rd.
I think the term
March 15th, bro.
Yeah.
I think the term sellout. I think the term sellout gets thrown at anybody that's successful. And to me, there's a huge difference between your intention. If you want to reach multiple audiences and you want to do different things, whether it's, numerous genres in music or numerous genres in media or whatever that is, then do whatever your heart's telling you. And there's a genuine authenticity to that's going to come through and help you be successful, whether you do a country album or you do a rock album or you do a hip hop album. It's the people that I'm just going to do whatever it is that's currently popular so that I can be famous. Those to me are more or less sellouts. And it shows just in the quality of the work.
Pop music is popular music. Know what I mean? Ain't that right?
Yeah.
Word. But some like better than others.
MC Hammer, that's my hero, bro. If you would ask me, like,
he was just having fun.
What artists influence you the most? I mean, I love Hammer? Tribe influenced me like the most as far as like the kind of music I listen to just daily. The kind of samples I hunt for because damn, what sample was that? Ooh, let me go find that. Like just hunting. Trap questions like my school, my depth. De La Soul was my school, my depth, native tongue, all native tongue, top to bottom. But as far as like the artist that I wanted to do it like, as far as the ginormous footprint that the dent that he put in culture, MC Hammer.
Yeah, he put a he put a pothole in that shit. Mm-hmm. Like real shit.
MC Hammer, NCAA, he's from the West Coast. He's from Oakland. And I don't think people like give MC Hammer the credit for like, without MC Hammer, maybe hip hop wouldn't just be all up in MTV like it was. It wouldn't be all up in the Grammys like it was. Like MC Hammer, like what people are doing now. If Travis Scott has a McDonald's commercial, he has McDonald's freaking like menu. MC Hammer did Taco Bell and got crucified for it.
Mm-hmm. Real shit.
Because he was early.
Hold on.
He was early.
Yeah.
He was too early for that.
Yeah. People didn't brand that way.
He was early, but at the same time, man, I think that you just touched on it and you went full circle. Carlo, you said it too. It's about the authenticity of it. MC Hammer came out, he did him. He was like, yo, we dancing, this is what we doing.
Yes. And
we having fun with it. The music that you have been touching and you have been driving, regardless of the genre or whatever that it is, it's authentic. It's people want to hear it and you do something to it. Like, I mean, I got to shout you out personally. Compton is one of my joints. That when Compton comes on, that beat is undeniable. That's a hip hop head beat. You understand what I'm saying? And then another joint I got to shout you out for, OMG Usher. That's another joint where you want to dance, you want to move. You know what I mean? And then let's even go just into your catalog, right? Boom, boom, pow. Where is the love? You know what I mean? These type of songs that are just authentic type of songs, and people across all genres are like, yeah, okay, I hear that. And it puts y'all you're ahead of the curve, right? But at the same time, it's like you might get kind of dismissed, like, oh
man, this nigga is the curve.
That's black. They're too big for us. They're, whatever.
This nigga is
y'all doing y'all shit.
I remember I was in the studio and Game was on his way. And I was like, all right, I got to make a beat. What would I do? What would I do for Eazy-E? Right? So I got on the keyboards. I got on the keyboards. I took the Baby Huey drums, and then I started playing keys on it. Like all clusters, like real tight clusters. So I was like, okay, what would Eazy-E do? Nigga, I'm from Compton. It's the home of the place of gangster rap, the place of danger. What a gangster's boogie. The gangster's boogie. The gangster's boogie.
Yeah.
What the cops is crooked and the people's are killers and the niggas roll around like black gorillas. Like, right? And I was like, after I did the chorus and the beat, I was like, I told my homeboy, I was like, yo, bro, I don't know if I like this. My homeboy was like, were you crazy? I was like, yo, bro, this is too dark. This is too dark, bro. He was like, well, what are you talking about?
What?
I was like, yeah, bro, like, I don't know if I feel right with this beat, Dante. He was like, Will, you from the projects, right? I'm like, yeah. He was like, I was like, but I make happy music, bro, on purpose. And this music right here is like super dark and like tension. He was like, yeah, but you making it seem like you didn't live that life and it's okay to let that out. I was like, yeah, but I don't know, Dante. This is like really, really haunting for me. And it's giving me anxiety. And I like,
word.
It's giving me anxiety, bro. He's like, well, bro, when you was in the projects, you got to make music that also represents your life in the projects. It can't always be bleak.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. Are you sure? He was like, yo, Will, trust, bro. You need to
Shout out Dante. Good looking.
This ain't for you. This ain't Black Eyed Peas, nigga. You making music for fucking Game. I was like, all right, that's true. Well, you said he was like, you expect Game to come over here and hop on some happy shit? I was like, yeah, cool. All right, cool. So we did that. And so then ever since then, Game would call me. He'd be like, yo, what you got in your hard drive? I'm like, yo, I got some Ice-T shit. I mean, I have some Ice Cube shit that I did a while ago. He was like, you got Ice Cube shit? I was like, yeah, you know, I ever since I worked with you, I would go around to all my favorite rappers just to make songs and put them in my hard drive. Not to release, but just like to just collaborate with the people that I grew up to. So I got a song with Ice Cube. He was like, play that shit. I was like, all right, check it out. Don't trip, nigga. Right? And so so I had a scratch verse. It was like, don't trip, nigga. Don't trip, homie. No, that's Cube's verse. My shit was don't trip, nigga. Ratchet on the hand, finger on the trigger. Anyway, so then Game loved that shit. And then he played it for Dre. And then
shit.
Because I had it. It's on Game's album. It's with Dre, Ice Cube, I'm on the Hook, and Game.
That's crazy.
Check that out. It's called Don't Trip. I was like, yo, I got some Nas shit. So that song, that's on that Game album. It's called Documentary 2. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then I got Nas shit on it. And then that song is called In the Ghetto. Mm-hmm. And I'm singing the song because it was originally supposed to be Mike and Michael Jackson. Because this was around when I was working with Michael Jackson. I tried to get Nas and Mike on the record, but it didn't happen. So I wrote a reference. I wrote a reference for that, and then but that now me singing the chorus that was originally written for Mike is on Game's album called In the Ghetto. And then I had a
wild shit, yo.
I'm telling
Snoop
you,
shit on my hard drive. Yeah,
I feel like my head's exploded.
Ain't nobody can hear this though. It's until Tuesday.
That was around the same time, like 2008. 2008, I was working with U2 on U2's album, No Line on the Horizon, and as I was working with them in London, I was like, oh man. So I called Jimmy. I was like, yo, Jimmy, I wrote a song for U2. He was like, why don't you play it for them? I was like, well, they got me in here like chopping up all the drums and like editing their session because that was my role. Like, you know, like there's a whole bunch of different types of producers. So to a rock group, what we do in hip hop, we're programmers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
To a rock producer, that's the engineer. Mm-hmm. So when you switch roles and genres, what you do is different in a different genres realm.
Yeah.
So me going to a YouTube studio producing, I'm thinking I'm producing YouTube. No, I'm a programmer in the YouTube session. So I was like, hey, he was like, so Jimmy's like, how is it working with U2? I was like, you know, it's a learning curve, you know, but I'm my programming, I'm really like chopping the shit up and helping him out with the sessions with Brian Eno. And shit is really cool, Jimmy. Thank you for connecting me with U2. This is an honor. But I wrote a song for them. He was like, why don't you play it for him? Is it a hit? I'm like, yo, Jimmy, this shit sounds like, yeah, this is a hit. He was like, play it for me before you play for him. So I had the chords and a chorus. But the chords were different at the time. And because I based it off, I was like, okay, what could U2 do? They had a song called It's a Beautiful Day. It's a beautiful day. Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, let me see. If they had a follow-up, maybe, okay, I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. I wrote that shit for U2, bro.
Really?
Yeah, but then I was too shy to give it to him.
Oh.
It was a different chorus. It was a different beat, obviously. It's just a chorus. Because my thing was like, the woo-hoo, like that's what Bono does. Bono was like, he that's a you-hooing motherfucker. He like you-hoo. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, ooh, let me write this like the type of chorus that I think they would do. Like beautiful day, tonight's gonna be a good night. Put some woo-hoos in there. It sounds like the right math.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah. Shout out to Bono.
But I was too shy though. I was too like timid. Like, nah, like, what if they don't like it? That's embarrassing.
man.
Like, let me just like get in where I fit in. This is how they wanted me to come. I'll edit. I'll do my part and do as they want me to do, you know? But yeah, thank God I didn't give them the song though. That would have been,
I mean, shit. Who knows how that would have turned out, man? Boom.
But sometimes you're supposed to give shit away. Like I gave away Ordinary People to John Legend. That was for us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was our stuff.
That was both y'all song, huh?
No, at first that was for us.
Okay.
But then we sung it like
song, bro.
We sung it wrong.
Dope song.
We sung it wrong.
Because
we wrote the chorus together. So my choruses are very repetitive. Like I like we just ordinary people. We don't want this way to go. Right? That's all we had. So I'm like, okay, well, repeat it. Right. And then it was supposed to be like this. It was supposed to go, we're just ordinary people. We don't know this way to go. Because we're ordinary people. Why don't we just take it slow? Take it slow. And then I was going to have slow down, Brand Nubian. I was supposed to chop in Brand Nubian. Yeah. That's why slow down, take it slow. Slow down. That's how it's supposed to go. But then,
like that.
But then it was, and the whole shit was like coming from the perspective of Brand Nubian. Mm-hmm. We was gonna write it from the perspective of like, Sadat X and the Grand Poobah type of like, and Lord Jamal, those guys. I was raised by that. That perspective of like each one teach one, 5% is like I wanted growing up. I was like, man, I wish I lived in New York. I would be a 5%. I wanted to be a 5% so bad.
Yeah, real shit. My brother, I'm with you. Go ahead. Pisces game.
Yeah, bro.
But you are still. You a poor righteous teacher out there. You coming straight real from LA. You a real LA dude at that. And you showing improving every day. You helping the shorties. You got, robotics programs. You elevating the culture. You giving you your roses here. Unabashedly,
I owe that to I owe that to poor righteous teachers and Brand Nubian and
shout out to
KRS-One. That's my like KRS-One is my dude. Like man, KRS-One is like that's people be like Biggie or not Biggie, Jay-Z, I don't know, Biggie or Tupac. I'm like KRS. Like why? KRS-One, bro. Nas or Jay-Z, KRS. That's my dude. I love Nas. Sure. Nas is Nas. Like my another one. But KRS is like that's my dude, bro.
How'd you feel about Nas? That hip hop is dead though. When Nas said to you, like, yo, hip hop is dead. This whole concept. This is what I'm doing. How'd you feel about that? Because to me, you just come across as a dude. Like you said, hip hop is a verb to you. So when he says
it can't die,
that was the whole premise of the song. What were you thinking?
So I was in Mexico and I did this beat. And I didn't know I was sampling a beat that he already sampled. I didn't know that what I was sampling was Steve's theme.
Yeah.
And so I came up with the hip hop just died this morning and today. Right? Yeah. And I was like, yo, Nas, check this out.
Yeah.
And so he was like, yo, Will, I sampled that already, but I'll flip it again. And I'm going to name the whole album off of this title. So the song came first.
Okay.
Wow.
That song came first. And then we did like, Who Shot? No, we did this other one. And I did 3 songs on that. Yeah. Who Killed It? And I did the one with Chrisette Michelle where I sampled Unbelievable. Can't Forget About You.
Can't forget about you.
Yeah. So working with Nas was like, that was ultimate. But Nas is like, he's the nicest, one of the nicest dudes working with that dude, bro. He's like super nice, super humble. Yeah, Nas
that's
like,
what's up.
Super
Do y'all
nice,
ever
bro.
chop it up on like technology and financial investments, et cetera, et cetera? He's another dude that thinks kind of outside the box, I think, and sees more opportunities out here.
Yeah, I like his crypto, his success that he's had with his fintech investments. That's really dope because what it does is it tells inner city folks that we all are, other pathways of coming up, and pushes them to like study. Without Nas, maybe a lot of cats wouldn't have like picked up on it and like dove into it like they have. So thank you, Nas, for that. And whenever we do things that are outside of the norm, all it does is broaden our horizons and opens up new pathways for other kids in the inner city.
It's freedom right there, yo. True indeed.
Salute.
Whenever you say, ask Tupac and Biggie, everybody asks that, or Jay-Z and Nas, I say Doom. So we both have I say Doom. Doom is my goal. Doom made me, me and Carl, because he made me feel like, you have a comic book, you know what I'm saying? I love comic books. Comic books made me the man who I am today. Like, he made, like, Biggie making fat niggas feel cool. Pac made thugs, everybody, everywhere seem cool. Doom made me stop hiding comic books to bringing women over to my apartment and showing them my comic books. Like, boom, like, hey, you want to see?
It brought two of my favorite things together. Yeah.
True indeed, yo. Word. So when you were growing up, because you have a Marvel comic book. Jesus. Yeah. So like, boom, you growing up, you collect comic books? Well, like you was collecting?
No. So I was a graffiti. I was a tagger.
Graffiti.
I just did graffiti.
Oh shit,
right?
yeah.
So, and a lot of the stuff that when we would do our little characters or bubble letters and shit like that, I see why hip hop and comic books have like this
commingle,
this relationship. And when we did Masters of the Sun,
yeah,
because I would go to like these Japanese like collector shops, and I'm like, yo, look at this fucking weird ass Japanese book. How many of these did they make? They're like, oh, there's only 20 of them. I'm like, so y'all, there's a business of making limited shit that looks so ultra detailed. Like, what the? Who? What type of business is that? Like the detail. I just would love going to this little Japanese store, or going to in downtown LA, but then going to Tokyo and Osaka and just geeking out on the detail of shit that they do. So I was like, man, if I get some disposable income, I'm gonna make me one of these books like that I see at these Japanese collector shops. Ooh, let me take that screenplay that I pitched to Jamie Foxx. So I had this screenplay. I was like, yo, I'm gonna do a screenplay on the crack epidemic.
Yeah.
So I wrote this screenplay back in 2006. And then I pitched it to Jamie Foxx in 2007. And, whenever somebody, it was like a humbling experience, because I realized that if somebody came that played tennis, I was like, yo, check out my demo. I'd be like, whatever. Or if somebody came like, like a football player, like, yo, check out my dance moves. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's how it is for musicians, bro. Just because you're successful in one area, you gotta like humble yourself to not think that it's just supposed to magically come if you go to another area. It takes discipline. It takes like patience, respect to the genre that you're entering. Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. Maybe let me figure out a different way to get this story out. Mm-hmm. So I was like, ooh, let me do a freaking graphic novel with this bitch. Word. So we reached out to Damian Scott, and he like was the illustrated it, because he's like one of the only Black folks like illustrating things like Spider-Man and other Marvel stuff. So this is before Marvel. We reached out to Damian Scott. This dude is freaking awesome, legendary. So he helped us take that screenplay, turn it into a graphic novel. And so then I was like, yo, let's find the best paper, the best printer. Like, let's make sure it's the best. So when people hold it, they're like, yo, what the fuck's this? Mm-hmm. Just it has to look and feel the best. Because if you're entering a world, you can't just take your success from the other world and think it's going to transfer. You got to put some love. You can't just hop on a bandwagon. You got to come on a bandwagon and be like, yo, I got speakers. Yo, I got air conditioning in this bandwagon. Like, everybody cold, right? Everybody hot. All right, cool. I got air conditioning. At least bring something to the bandwagon. Nigga, just don't hop on.
Yeah.
So we made sure it looked. So I put the AR element. I was like, yo, there's this new augmented reality shit where you put your phone and shit come to life. So I brought like the AR team on it. And I was like, yo, let's put this shit in VR too. So this was all 2017. Wow. It's like, yo, let's transfer this whole story into virtual reality on Oculus Quest 1. So we did that. And then we took it to Marvel. So Taboo was like, yo, Will, we should collab with Marvel. I was like, yo, Tab, listen, bro, there's certain dreams you don't fucking reach for. Like, why are we gonna set ourselves Marvel ain't gonna put our shit out. He's like, Will, bro, I know Marvel team, bro. They're gonna want to do it. I'm like, all right, Tab, let's figure it out. Turns out that shit was real. I'm like, yo, Tab, we genius for that shit, bro. Taboo he thought the impossible dream. He dreamt the impossible shit. And because we stacked it with all this other shit that Marvel wasn't doing, like augmented reality, virtual reality, they're like, who did that? I was like, we did that. They're like, what do you mean we did that? I was like, yeah, that's my team. This is my AR dude. This is my VR dude. That's Pasha. And they're all, it's part of my staff, my creative faculty. And so, yeah, so then we got Jamie Foxx to do the dialogue on the graphic novel. We got KRS-One. We got Rakim. We got Pete Rock. We got Redman. We got, we got, you know what I mean?
Jaden Smith. Man,
Jaden Smith, yeah. I scored it with Hans Zimmer.
Greatest philosopher of our time, you mean?
Yeah.
Jaden Smith.
That's what he said. He said if he wasn't Will Smith's son, he would be considered the greatest philosopher of our time.
Hey, yo, he's funny. Hey, yo, but boom, on the real, I didn't know that this was all y'all. Like, y'all did this. I thought Marvel came to y'all or some shit like that. This is amazing, bro. The sky's the limit.
I like to pitch shit. Like,
apparently,
I pitched the concept. I pitched the shit to Coca-Cola. I went to Coca-Cola in 2008. Tell me, bro, 2008 was a magical year, bro. I had sorry. It was summer 2009. I went to Coca-Cola. I was like, yo, big companies the size of Coca-Cola's need to be verbs in society. If you don't believe me, Google it. They were like, wow, that was pretty clever. I was like, yeah. They were like, what do you think our verb should be? I was like, your verb should be Coke backwards. For eco, C for eco community, eco cycle, eco collaboration, eco concept, by taking your byproducts, turned it into a base cloth and licensing that to other companies to execute their sustainability efforts. So EcoCycle Levi's, EcoCycle Beats headphones. And so we started off with EcoCycle Beats headphones. With Beats headphones made out of recycled Coca-Cola bottles.
Wow.
And so then we had to work out who owns Coke backwards. I was like, well, I came up with the concept, so I need to own Coke backwards. So we split that shit 50-50.
Yeah.
Word.
So, yeah, bro.
Unreal.
Yeah. Bravo, man.
Go crazy, will.i.am. Go crazy.
You are my hero.
But that's no longer. So since EcoCycle don't exist, it reverted back to Coke. So now I don't own it no more.
They go back.
Still though, talk about making moves. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like the pitch concept. So 2004. Sorry. In 2000, let's start 2000. In 2000, we did this Dr. Pepper commercial. And I was like, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I want to do this Dr. Pepper commercial. And they were like, yo, we should do it. They're paying you like $500. And I was like, $500? Damn, bro. Shit, I can move my mom out the projects. Even if we split it 3 ways. So we split the $500 3 ways, and I moved my mom out the projects. And so I go to okplayer.com to see what people are saying about our commercial.
Yeah, okay, that's a staple. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Okay.
And then niggas was hating. They were like, Black Eyed Peas sold out. Y'all niggas didn't do the Sprite commercial. I'm like, what?
What?
Sprite's the hip hop drink. I'm like, oh, hell no. Because at the time, like, you know what I mean? CL Smooth did CL Smooth and Grand Poobah did a Sprite commercial.
Yep.
Tribe did a Sprite commercial. Yep. And then Busta Rhymes had my thing was like, Busta Rhymes did Mountain Dew. They're like, yeah, but y'all did Dr. Pepper. I was like, but Five said drink a lot of soda, so they call me Dr. Pepper. Why y'all tripping?
Yeah. Word.
And so they were like, no, y'all sold out. I'm like, fuck these rules, bro. These shits don't make no fucking sense at all. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. And this was all on the OK Player board. So at that point in time, we didn't want to do corporate events no more. So in 2003, our manager's like, yo, GM wants y'all to do a corporate event that's only private. They're going to pay y'all $500 just to do an hour show. And they're going to give you 4 free Hummers. I'm like, wait.
What?
Wait.
That's a win.
They're going to give us 5 free Hummers and $500 for an hour show. I'm like, wait. That's $1 million deal, bro. Because Where's the Love was big. We did the freaking NBA campaign. We launched iPods and iTunes with Hey Mama. I was like, all right, cool, look. All right. Nobody's gonna know about this gig. Like, nobody. It's private. I'm like, oh shit. All right, fucking let's do it. So we did it. And then we saw this documentary a year later called Who Killed the Electric Car? And in this documentary, they talk about how GM gave free electric vehicles to George Clooney, Angelina Jolie's, and all the celebrities in Hollywood. And then the strategic advisor said, if these celebrities keep being seen in these cars and we keep getting orders, it's going to threaten our combustible engine business. So they killed the EV1.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave Hummers away for free. So I was like, yo, see, I told y'all, man, they're using the Black Eyed Peas fucking promote gas guzzlers, man. I told y'all we should have did that shit, bro. They're gonna fucking come after us on OK Player, bro. So I was like, yo, bro, they're gonna come after us, bro. They're gonna say this crazy shit. Right? It's 2003, right? There's no YouTube. 2004, there's no YouTube. Nothing. There's no Twitter. Nope. There's no Instagram. There's no Facebook.
MySpace, right?
That was MySpace, yeah.
And OK Player, right? That's it.
The
OK
board,
Player and MySpace still. And maybe Friendster. But as far as cultural, it was OK Player still and MySpace.
MySpace.
I was like, yo, man, they're going to come after us, bro. They're going to fucking say shit to us. So at the end of this documentary, there's a car that comes up from the horizon. They were like, yo, this car is going to change the world. So then I called my manager. I was like, yo, find out that car company. I'm selling my motherfucking Hummer, and I'm investing in that car company. I'm going to take my money and So we went up to San Jose. We met these 2 founders. I sold my Hummer. I took my $80,000 that I got and gave it to this car company, bro, in 2004.
Oh, shit.
Yo, bro, when I saw the fucking Tesla shit yesterday, nigga.
Get the fuck out of here.
I knew you was going to say that. I knew that's what you was going to say.
Dead ass, bro.
Hey, man, I mean, like, again, this is just an example for the people that are watching. Y'all better put some respect on will.i.am's name, man. This man came up from the trenches of this hip-hop world, man. And not only that, he is hip-hop still. He making money. He coming up. Everybody know him and love him. And he just low-key, look at him. Listen to these stories you've been hearing.
This is so brilliant, man. I can't.
I'm freaking out right Tesla. Now. Come on.
No, before Elon took it over, bro. It wasn't even his company yet. He was just an investor.
Crazy.
There were 2 founders. This one, two founders was there.
That is crazy.
Yo, I don't know what to say. Got your part in it.
No. But
then, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, but then it's like, then shit gets tough and stuff, and people like, yo, you should sell this, you sell that. I'm like, nah, bro, I ain't selling that. And you just keep certain things. You just keep because you believe in it. Like you do it because you think it's gonna go and it's gonna grow. And that's why I'm saying, like, we started off. I was like, yo, bro, you got to be able to see the next moves.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to see like, oh, bro, this lane's about to open. You know when you drive in on the freeway, bro, and you in traffic, and if you just like slow down and you look at the lanes open, you be like, and you zigzag like shoot, 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 shoot.
Yeah.
The same way with life, bro.
Yep.
Life is the same way. It's a freeway, and as things slow down, you start seeing lanes open, and as that lane opens, the other lane 4 cars above, and you could just go like this through traffic. It's the same maneuvers that you have to do in life, bro. Chicks you dating, dudes you dating, whatever the fuck you doing, music, opportunities, getting fired, getting rehired, starting new shit, fucking around and like changing your fucking environment. They're just lanes. And you just gotta know how to navigate, pace yourself and see the lanes open, bro. Like, and when it's time to go, it's time to go. And you just gotta, zigzag. You don't want to be stuck in no traffic behind nobody. That person that you stuck behind, the person you stuck behind is actually fucking up. And they're fucking up because they stuck behind somebody that stuck behind somebody.
Well.
And the whole premise of life is to see the lanes open and get out of following or being behind someone and taking these lanes as they open. We started this conversation with like, yo, it's a new leap about to happen, bro.
Yes.
I see the leap.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Bro. All these gems you dropping on us, G. I thank you for
Jewel.
I did not see hip hop. I did, but to the degree you talking about seeing how hip hop is like basically a vehicle and changing stuff. Thank you for that, G. If anybody,
real shit, bro.
This yeah, word.
So when I would call up my connects at Tesla, this was in 2015, 14. I was like, yo, no, sorry, wow, no, even more, like 2013. I was like, yo, let me get an incomplete car. I got a team that I fund. I want to, just around the same time when I was trying to get that Segway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now that I fund, because my dream was always like, let me pause because I'm moving too fast. So
you good, bro. You good, bro.
I'll go at it from when I was younger, and I would watch these sci-fi films. And when you watch these sci-fi films, there's always some dudes in the laboratory making some shit. And at the end, in the middle of the movie, every single sci-fi film has this. They're like, a lot of them, like, we got to hurry up because our investor's coming. Mm-hmm. And if we don't finish this thing, they're going to pull the funding.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait a second. So I would like to be an investor that invests in other creatives. Mm-hmm. I want to be that guy one day. I want to be that guy one day that has teams of folks that build shit. But instead of fearing me come to the lab, they're like, yo, Will's about to come. Let's finish what we're doing so we can hash it out and complete it together. Mm-hmm. Right? Because the sci-fi films are always like, there's investor dude. And it's always this white dude that doesn't really care about people and care about the community. And the scientist that's making shit is like, they don't want to give it to this fucking dude that wants to do it to hurt society.
Just a number cruncher. Yeah.
What if the person that's investing has different intentions and cares about community and society as a whole? Then his relationship with the scientists and teams that he put together are different.
They're working
towards I want to be that
something.
dude, bro.
Yeah.
And hardly ever in the film is the investor black.
You right.
Yep.
Always some white dudes.
I never seen one.
They lead with greed, right?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, bro, how about if you don't lead with greed and you lead with just like opportunity, you lead with like mindfulness. So that's my compass. That's where I want to go. I want to be the dude that, it all hit me one day when I came to like this party with friends that we grew up with, and I had this backpack on and these shades that I had my friends make. And so Leonardo DiCaprio was like, I see you, will.i.am. You like rocking the prototype. Because we went to high school together, me and Leonardo DiCaprio from LA.
What?
Oh shit.
Yeah, bro.
Man,
what's up?
That's crazy. Come on.
So we all high school kids. Leonardo DiCaprio, motherfucking Bud Bundy,
David Faustino.
Brewster.
Oh man,
yeah. David Faustino, that's how I got signed to Ruthless, because I went to his club.
Because he was a rapper. Come on, man.
David Faustino had a club, bro. And we all used to go to that club religiously. Everybody in Hollywood, all those Hollywood freaking actors, they loved the shit out of hip hop. And they went to David Faustino's club. Eazy-E used to go to that club.
That's crazy.
That's how I got signed to Ruthless. Anyways, so because of that little thing that Leo told me, like, you like to rock prototype. You the prototype cat. I'm like, yeah, bro, prototypes. That's what it's all about. Having shit that nobody got. Like, why do I want to get my money and get grills? Like, what? Why do I want to get a gold chain? What? Like, no, nigga, I'm going to take my shit and I want to have shit where people be like, yo, what the fuck is that? Like, yeah, I made this shit. Yo, what the fuck is that? Oh, that shit right there? Nigga, this is some shit nobody got. That shit.
Yeah, one-on-one, yeah.
I want to have shit nobody got. That's what Fast and Furious is, right? Fast and Furious is a hood movie about chop shops, people in the hood that would flip fucking whips. But then when we see Fast and Furious, we forgot that's our culture, bro. That's where we come from. That's hip hop. It's taking a car, dropping a lowrider, or fucking making a car go faster, or like, you know what I'm saying? Putting rims on it.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Put some D's on it. Right?
Yeah.
So now that I invested in Tesla, I'm like, yo, let me get that incomplete whip. I want to flip it. So I start flipping these Teslas back in 2012, 2013, and I made two of them. I made a Roadster one, and I made an S-Class before the S-Class came out. And so Mercedes saw the work that I've been doing with, like, I built 6 cars from scratch.
6 of them.
One of them I did, I flipped the DeLorean. I gave that one to J Balvin.
Oh,
I did
shit.
I did a Thunder Vet where I took a Thunderbird and a Corvette and I sandwiched some bitches together. I called it a Thunder Vet. That's a hit. And I put a new Corvette engine in it. I did a Blue Monster where I took the VIN number of a 55 Bug and reimagined it. I put a Corvette engine in it. And then I did the Roadster, the Tesla Roadster. And then I did the S-Class. So I did 5. Now I'm working on my 6.
The 6
but
point. What's that?
up until the 5, the Mercedes AMG, they started seeing my work. They realized that I invested early. I started building cars. So they made me an ambassador. I've been chasing Mercedes for about 2 years, trying to get this deal with Mercedes. Finally got the deal. So now I'm an ambassador at AMG, and I'm making the car that I'm making right now, bro. This shit, man. Every time I go to the shop, I'm like, yo, bro, this is gonna be ultimate, bro. This is like the ultimate. I don't want to go into detail about it, but it's like all the things that I've done from the first car that I built to the last one. This one is like, I've learned so much in the process, the engineering, the teams that you got to put together to be able to manifest and turn the idea to reality. But every moment, because we have build meetings every Monday, every Friday. Monday talks about what we're about to do. Friday talks about what we just did, and we cycle it. And we've been building this car since April of 2021, and it'll be done first week of December. It's a total, bro. This shit is like, man, this car, and I can't wait for people to see it. Not only to see how it looks, but to see what it does. Like what this car will do technically is like, yo, bro. It's like, yo,
that's crazy.
I can't wait.
Yeah, you got to the pictures. Go ahead.
You got to do some test driving of some of the AMG vehicles, right?
Yeah. And Lewis Hamilton, that's the dude.
Right.
Talk about like, you know, black folk in fields that you never thought we would excel in. He's the best driver of all time. And this dude, his dad is awesome. Lewis Hamilton is awesome. His dad's freaking great. And that combination of of the dad seeing the special interest in Lewis to want to be a racer, and then surround him with all things race and encouraging him to be the best at racing.
True indeed.
And broke the boundaries of what you thought race was in a race.
Yeah.
This dude, yeah.
Man, I never thought I'd see a
team,
black dude in Formula One. I never thought I'd see a black dude in Formula One, yo.
Yeah. And like he's an AMG dude. And what's crazy is, not to bring up his past, or like, I introduced Lewis to Nicole when he was dating Nicole back in 2004. But like he's like family. And so now that like, like he's like champion at AMG, and I'm there and building with purpose. Like it's not just like me like doing these, flipping this whip just because it's like what's the word I'm looking for? Narcissist and like meism. I'm flipping the whip so the kids in my community that go to the school that my foundation put together, is to show them what's possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we in the inner city, we're not just consumers. And as the world gets more and more technological and super advanced with artificial intelligence and autonomy, we're not training the algorithms. We're not writing the algorithms. We're not training the data, which means 2030 and 2040 could be truly fucked up for us.
Yeah.
Because that means there's going to be a bias in the algorithm. Because how can we leave it to folks that don't come from our communities to be mindful to the conditions that we live in, for the machine to be mindful to us? It cannot just be like, oh, they gonna do it. Like we got to be a part of the process,
right?
Because the machine is going to be in our communities. It's going to be in our lives. Who's making sure that our values and our conditions are kept in mind when they write the algorithm? Or else we're going to have a different type of racism. It's machinism. And if we're barely getting over racism now, how the fuck you think we're going to handle machinism?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's going to be an uphill battle, yo.
Yeah,
maybe a battle we can't even win 30 years from now.
No, we can win. We can win.
No, we could.
Hey, yeah, all we got to do is like you said. I mean, the machine is learning from us, right? So we have to make sure our nuances and our likes, dislikes, our cultural flares are also represented in the accumulation of knowledge that the machine is doing, so that when it is in the community, it knows to act accordingly.
Give it the right data.
Not only that, if you have like, let's take Facebook right now. That
you mean Meta?
Let's take Meta.
It's called Meta now.
That's a big machine learning company. And if you were to take all the data that Facebook takes from all nationalities that are on it, there's probably more negativity connected to all things Black, no pun intended on the word negative, and subtract and neg with neglect and Negro, and negotiate, and all things synonymous with the word negative. Right? To take this picture and develop it, I have to take the negative. Which is Black.
Oh my
God! The word negative is associated with so many negative things that are associated with so many things that are Black, that are negative, from black male to all types of things. Right? Anyways, if you were to take Facebook's machine learning, there's nobody in our community that are writing the algorithms to counter the things that are negative.
Right.
Not only that, but just the things that we say on Instagram and Facebook, the rooms that we hold in Facebook, the data biases and how the machine learns our communities in Facebook.
Correct.
The hate on Facebook. It's like a cesspool of hate. The only thing to counter that is when the satellite's orbiting the planet and sees something written on the streets that says Black Lives Matter. That's the only thing the machine's like, well, if it's bad on Facebook, but satellite is telling me it's good on Earth, then I have to balance that out. And so when they say Black Lives Matter, who are they talking to? Are they talking to us? Are they talking to white people only? Are they talking to government? It's also talking to the machine, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So the machine knows that we matter because we're not training the machine, so the machine knows that we matter. And if the machine is only to look online if we matter, and it sees police officers killing and beating black folks,
it's going to think that's acceptable.
It's going to think that we don't matter. Unless it sees it from the sky on the floor. Then the machine's like, well, it must matter enough if it's written on the street. Right? So so we have a huge hurdle to get over. And the way you start that is if you got a niece, a nephew, a son, or a daughter, is to encourage them to not only be basketball players, football players, musicians, actors, and actresses, to be freaking computer scientists, engineers, data analysis, technicians, advanced mathematicians. That's the jump. That's the next leap.
I'm gonna go in there right now and give my daughter a TI-83. I'm like, yo, this is your first joint right here, baby. She's gonna try to put it in her mouth. She's gonna be like, look at it and try to put it in her mouth and say, yeah, yeah, da, da. You know what I'm saying? Bro, boom, boom. Yeah, here you go. Here's the iPad, baby. Get on it, yo. will.i.am said we gotta get you straight, yo. Yeah, yeah, da, da. Yeah, don't put it in your mouth, yo. Come on, we get the notice. Yeah. Well, yo, it's been an honor talking to you on here. I don't want to hold you that long.
So brilliant.
But this is like,
man.
I came on here wanting to hear I watched several interviews with you, G, over the years and this week to prepare for this shit right here. And we got way more than I ever expected, man. And as a conduit and a messenger from the Most High, I like to thank you for all of hip hop for coming on here with us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because we are truly fans. And like, yo.
Thank you, bro. I still got my Kumo D's on, bro. So that's how.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Right. That's right.
That's
exactly what they look like.
What?
But like, I started following your page, bro, because how you speak and the things that you're passionate about. For some reason, I was like, yo, if we lived in the same neighborhood, I would be friends with this dude. Like for some reason, like the things you like and how you vibrate, I'm like, yo, man, this is like, he probably, I was just guessing, I'm like, he probably likes freaking KMD and freaking all the shit I like.
Yeah, man. Real shit.
Real shit. Yeah.
Real shit. Like, you use the word eclectic, and that's the word I use for you. And I always researching about you, and you said you like from rave culture and stuff. Like, I was in there too, G. Like, and then you said in an interview, you told me not to give a fuck about what nobody think. I truly don't give a fuck what nobody think about me, G. And like, I have no choice but to be me. And I feel like that's why we Pisces gang, bro. Like, boom. Like, I didn't know that. Pisces gang, yo, word. March 3rd, yo.
Quincy Jones.
383. Quincy Jones.
Yeah, Quincy Jones, he Pisces too.
Yep.
Yeah, Jackie Jonah Kersey. Who else we got?
Einstein.
We got, oh my God, we got a lot of good ones, yo. Word.
Yeah. My sister, unfortunately.
Oh man, Carl. Oh man, why you dilute the water?
Common to Pisces too.
Word. It's another good one right there, yo.
Erykah Badu. She like the
yes.
Yeah.
True indeed.
Pisces too, yeah.
No, we don't share the same birthday, but yeah, like I said, man. Word.
My cousin Jason Staten.
Yeah. Hey, yo, boom. Everybody out there, if you think anybody is more iconic than will.i.am, they ain't sold out a stadium for 80,000 3 days in a row. So I want to let you know right now, this is what we got right here, G. This dude right here is one of the greatest figures in hip hop ever. And he's keep on moving. In 2022, 2021 y'all watch out for this brother.
Big
He's a
moves,
bad
new moves.
man.
The new leap.
Finding those lanes.
Yeah, you doing the long jump. Carl Lewis, yo. You Carl Lewison, brother. Yeah. boom.
So happy for you.
So indeed, like boom. Yeah, thank you so much for being on here. This episode 10 of the Abyss Podcast with will.i.am. Thank you, brother. Peace.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, man. Word.
Hey, everybody. Please remember, go to our Patreon. There's going to be a ton of extra content. If you're just going in as a base level subscriber, we're going to give you all of the podcasts with the extra music added into it. You're going to get music videos whenever possible. We are also going to just add extra content in there for the base level. But we will have 2 other levels. The second level is going to give you a lot of extra content. And the third level gives you the merch. So you can get that one-of-a-kind t-shirt that's only going to be available on the Patreon. But you're also going to be able to get a certified investor's mug. Yes. If you want to check it out, you can go take a look at the Patreon. It's there. As well as a dope hoodie. So subscribe, follow us, support the podcast, share this information if you can. We really appreciate you fucking with us, and we'll keep bringing you more. Peace.